Hey YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Roman and we are back. Yes, we are back with another For the Culture news report where I give my commentary on everything I find interesting in celebrity news. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is Kim Kardashian and Kanye West and the updates for them too. So Kanye West recently celebrated his 44th birthday, and it's so interesting. He was spotted out with Bradley Cooper's ex-wife. Now, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but I think her name is Irina Shayk. She previously modeled for Yeezy, and she was in his Power video, and also he name dropped her in one of his songs. And so he was spotted out with her for his birthday, and Kim Kardashian released a statement basically saying, her friend released a statement saying that Kim knows all about it. She's not, there's nothing new there for her, and that she's just more interested in Kanye spending time with his family and making sure that, he's around and stuff like that, because the kids really like spending time with him. And so that's what she said. Now, here's my thing. First of all, I think Kanye really doesn't like this girl, this woman. I feel like his birthday was coming up, and everybody who's a celebrity wants to have a birthday boo and go out somewhere for their birthday. They don't want their birthday to come around and they're not publicly spotted out with the baddest bee on their arms. Not to mention, Irina was recently listed in Maxim's top 100 Sexiest Women Alive list. So, of course, for Kanye, this is a win-win. I don't care about him mentioning her name in his lyrics, and I don't really care about him having her previously modeled. I just don't feel like that's an item for him. I honestly feel like he needs to date a black woman. And I hate to say this, but I feel like someone similar to Donda, he needs someone who's going to tell him no, and he respects it. I think he's gotten too far into himself, into his ego, that his ego needs someone who's just going to be quiet, a silent partner riding with him. And I think that's what clashed with him and Kim Kardashian. Like, she had her own brand and he had his own brand, so it was difficult for them to sort of mesh that shit together. And so him going out now to search for a woman that's just going to be quiet and by his side is actually detrimental to him. Like, his soul needs someone who's going to be a partner and tell him no and tell him yes, and all those great things. So when I look at the women that he's dated, I always look at that and I say no, and I don't think Irina would be that kind of woman. I really do think, and I'm not a racist or anything like that, but I do think he needs to date. It'd be interesting to see him dating a black woman. There was this other story about Kanye West, some stripper, I don't know her name, but she had said that Kanye West had came into the strip club and all he ordered was water and wanted to talk. He wanted somebody to listen to him, and he tipped her $15,000 for basically just listening to his story about his religion, about things that's going on in his life. Now, can you imagine? Like, he has to pay for what he needs, which is a black woman sitting there consoling him. You know what I'm saying? But instead, he's dating these other kinds of women, these very high-profile, superficial women to add to his brand, and it's not really doing anything for him. It's very clear that he needs it's very clear that he needs, someone more so aligned to his spirit and his soul, a black woman. So That's my only tip to him. Try. There's some powerful black women out there that you could date who would, equally put you, challenge you. That's what it is. You need a challenge. You need someone who's going to challenge you. I even had to tell myself that a challenge would be great for you. So now that I think about it, you should look in the female athletic sector, circuit. See what's out there, because a lot of those female women, they're powerful, they're high ranking, they got their own money, and they're very feminine as well, and they're looking for a man to lead them, but they also come to the table with something. So, and they're not high profile like that. They're not like a Kim Kardashian. They're not running around and doing all this, all of this media stuff, trying to keep their name up. So that might be something for you to consider. Kanye West recently also dropped his first product from the Yeezy and Gap collection, and it's a blue puffer jacket. Now the blue puffer jacket is dope as fuck. I looked at it and I was like, God damn it. It doesn't come out until October, but it was available for pre-order online and it sold out, so you can't pre-order it. And it's like, I think it's $200. And I imagine when it's released in stores in the fall, it'll sell out. So if you want that, I suggest you do what I did. Favorite the link. I think there's going to be like an email where you got to sign up to register to purchase it online. Do all that stuff you need to do. I think it's a dope jacket, and I think it's something that you can wear with all of your pieces. It's not one of those items you could just throw on and have to wear one time. No, I think it'll be something that you can wear frequently. In addition to that, so Kanye West allegedly is supposed to be releasing an album called New West Day Ever, and his manager commented that under Instagram post, as well as there's this Donda album that he was supposed to have been put out. So my thing is, because I think West Day Ever is a hot title, if you're going to release an album, West Day Ever should be the follow up to College Dropout. It really should be that follow up. Through the Wire, I think you have lived enough now where you can pick up and tell some more stories the way you did in College Dropout. That was one of my favorite albums of yours. Oh my God, I lived in Chicago during that time. You don't understand how many times I walked down Michigan Avenue playing that Through the Wire, and that's when I really learned about you and your story and your jaw and you breaking it and having to get all the surgery and stuff. So do that. That's what I want from you. West Day Ever. If it's going to be that, let it be a follow-up to Dropout. Now, Kim Kardashian. Not really much to say here about Kim. Kim has been laying low, but I recently saw her clip from the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians surfacing online, where she was crying about Kanye needs to be with someone who's going to be by his side, who's going to ride for him, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting here saying acting. She's acting. Kim Kardashian Ben knew she wanted to get out of this. And so for me to see her so cavalierly express these emotions in front of a camera, it just takes some sort of the emotion out of it for me. Because I'm like, how could they possibly catch you in that moment right then and there? Like, give it up. We're in 2021. That shit would have worked in 2011, but for me, I was like, oh girl, enough is enough. Y'all moving the fuck on. But it's your show, so you're playing it out on there. In addition, Kim Kardashian recently got a protection order because some guy sent her a Plan B and a diamond ring in the mail. Now, what kind of shit? A Plan B and a diamond ring in the mail? So she got a protective order from this guy because apparently he had been coming up and showing up to her residence before. Kim, I think you need to be either dating someone casually, like it's not even official and it's not even public, or I think you need to be single, because I think the problem here is that your attention is always going to be on who you are in a relationship with, what your sex life is, and that needs to die down in order for your other stuff, your other brands to build up, like your legal and law stuff. So, ride your single wave, get you a man on the side, good peen, do all that good stuff, and then come back. Because see, all of this and people sending you Plan B and diamond rings in the mail, what the fuck is that supposed to say? A Plan B? He want to fuck you but don't want you to get pregnant, and then he want to marry? Like, what? No. hell no. You need to lay low. Seriously, I'm being dead ass serious. You're gonna always be Kim K. Like, you're gonna always be the pillar. You're gonna be the example always. So take you some time to really build the persona of I'm all my ladies independent, throw your hands. I think you need to go ahead and ride that wave. That's cute for you though. It actually is, especially with this whole legal thing you got going on. That would be a really, really cute look for you. So yeah, that's my hope, and I will stay tuned to what Kanye West got going on and how long this relationship lasts, and hopefully what's on the other side of this for Kim Kardashian. Until next time, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. So, rest in peace to Lil Durk's older brother, Dante Banks. His stage name is D-Thing, and he was a part of Lil Durk's Only the Family OTF label brand. He was killed at Club O in Harvey, Illinois. So now, I used to live in Chicago, and it's so weird when I hear these names and stuff, I instantly go to the area. And Harvey is a really rough area if I'm remembering where he was at Club O. I think they said it was somewhere like on Halsted Avenue. And I'm like, and they said the number, I think it was like 11287 Halsted Avenue. I'm like, yeah, you was out in the wild hundreds or something. You was definitely in a bad area of Chicago. And so he was killed at Club O in Harvey, Illinois. They said it was multiple shots fired from multiple guns. They say somebody else, the police officer, one of the police officers got struck and he never fired back. They say around 2 a.m. that morning after the brother was shot and killed outside the club, someone else had got shot and killed in retaliation for the killing of the brother in the neighborhood, and he was found at the local hospital. I think he was killed too, found dead and killed too. But here's the interesting story about OTF and Lil Durk, and this is just the message I want to send to him. So King Von was killed in November in Atlanta, rest his soul. In 2015, Lil Durk's manager, Chino Dollar, was killed on 84th and Stony Island. And now 84th and Stony Island isn't really that bad. Like, Stony Island isn't really, to me, it isn't that bad unless you're on like the 67th, 73rd, 75th, 87th and Stony is maybe 87th and Cottage. I don't know, but 87th and Stony Island, his manager had got gunned down in his vehicle, parked vehicle, was sitting outside. In 2014, his cousin, who's also part of the OTF family, Nunu, was killed in Chatham. And Chatham is also, I think that's the 67th and like Gresham, I don't know, somewhere over Chatham and Gresham neighborhood. And he was also killed. And so the thing about this is that there's obviously some footing, some footing and some leverage behind what Lil Durk has been saying in his raps, or either the company he keeps and the message he's been ringing, because there's a lot of people that's losing their lives around him. Frankly, to be honest with you, I would be scared as an artist, as a new rapper, as someone who's looking to break into the industry, to sign with OTF after seeing something like, after seeing all of these people being killed around Lil Durk. Like, literally, if I was Lil Durk, I would be concerned about not only myself, but for my family, for people who are around me. So I do think now's the time where, you know, I'm not even thinking about like you need to start rapping Jesus music. Still stay rapping your message. Don't be Meek Mill. Meek Mill went too far into being righteous, and now it makes it hard for him to sell gutter music now because he went too far left. So I don't want to say do that, stray from your roots, but I also think you need to begin taking into account the healing, so the other side of it. So when you're rapping about what you went through and things that you've been through, talk about how the pain, you know, so you've lost all these people in your life, you know, maybe that might need to be something you talk about, and, you know, just to let people know that, you know, this does hurt you, it does bother you, you do, you know, you can let your ego to the side and really show some compassion, because the way I'm feeling about the situation is that every time something happens, I don't see, or I don't feel as if you clear the plate. I feel like you double down on it and you almost make people, make your enemies, want to come after you and your family a little bit more. And I could be wrong. This is just King Roman News, and I'm just reporting what I see and how I feel about it. But I really do want you to take in consideration of that, at least if you don't, for your business. And now what's also funny is that Trayvon, his 7-year-old son's baby mom, is basically claiming that he has abandoned his son. He has basically stopped all communication. He doesn't give him any funds or anything like that. And so I find it interesting. I always find it interesting when people come out with their stories towards celebrities when they're going through stuff. I remember when I think Dr. Dre was going through his wedding, his divorce, and his daughter came out saying that he abandoned her, and I'm just like, here we go. Wrong time. Like, you could have did this on the low. He's vulnerable. You probably could have did this on the low while he's vulnerable and got what you needed. Now you're publicly with it. You can't force a man to give you nothing. So as I'm saying this to Trayvon. You can't force him to do nothing that now that he's like going through something publicly, because it's gonna make him even more mad that you're doing this. You're embarrassing him. She further goes on to say that, she used to buy him White Castle and gave him rides. And I'm sitting here saying, what that's supposed to mean? Thank you. I mean, like, I put myself in your shoes. Like, they don't owe you anything. He does definitely need to take care of his son, but you need to take him to court for that. And you need to make the court make him take care of his son. I don't know if you're sitting waiting around thinking it'll be more if you just wait for a check from him versus go to court, but you can't come out here and plead like this and then expect him to do what you say. I mean, it don't work like that. We're in 2021. I keep saying that. This might be the theme of this whole episode. 2021. Let's get with it. So yeah, Lil Durk, my message to you, bro, is like, you need to be a little bit more humbling about what's going on in your life and in your world. Basically, you haven't responded to your older brother being shot and killed, and I know it takes some time. You want to grieve, but just know when you come back on a different footing. Come back, with a different message. Not, put guns down, stop the gun violence. But what about, so we got beef. Let's bring it to the table. What's up? Let's talk about it. Let's go bar for bar. Let's take it there. Let's have a rap battle. Put up 500, I put up 500, and let the public decide who wins. And whoever wins by the public voting, you get $1 million. Go to a versus battle. Let's find other ways where we can just win that public attention, win that fame, versus having to shoot it out and kill it out. I would give you my walking papers the next day. It would have only took 2 people getting shot and killed around you. The first one, I'd have been like, okay. The second one, bitch, I'd have been out of there quickly. I'd have sent you a text message so fast, like, I'm sorry, I found something else, and unfortunately, I won't be able to continue providing these services. I do apologize, and if you need me to help you find someone else, I will do it. Trust me, I've done it before. But yeah, those are my words to you, my friend, and continue making your music. And drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about Lil Durk and his tragedy and tragics that have been happening around him. So, Miss Teyana Taylor. The reason I'm only talking about this is because Tiana Taylor never gets credit for anything. She's a very talented singer, very talented dancer, very talented wife, very talented mother. You name it, she is. But for some reason, she really doesn't get the credit she deserves. So, and I'm always talking about her. Every step of the way, I always try to find a way to squeeze a little Tiana Taylor in. So, Tiana Taylor was recently named the Thee, meaning the, there's no other, the #1 Sexiest Woman Alive by Maxim, and she's the first black female to do so. Along the lines in this list were J-Lo, Irina, Kanye's new boo, allegedly, Megan Thee Stallion, Eliza Gonzalez, and Mia King. And so I'm very, very proud of her. I'm happy for her. I'm glad that she's getting some notable attention, and I'm glad that, even though she says she's retiring from music, she's also getting this wave of appreciation and support for what she has done and what she has contributed. So kudos to Miss Tiana Taylor. Keep doing it. And I know you ain't retiring from music. I know you about to give us something. At least give us a little single. You know, it don't have to be a full length EP, but you know, a couple singles here and there. I'll listen. So drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about Mrs. Tiana Taylor. So DaBaby. By the way, I think DaBaby is so fine. I do. I be looking at him like, damn. I like chocolate. By the way, I like chocolate dudes, and he's fine to me. I like his swag. He seems like he's an asshole, and I don't know why I be attracted to asshole ass niggas, cause it don't bother me. I don't know why, but anyways, DaBaby recently went on to his Instagram to say that rappers are scared to collaborate with him. And here's the thing that I've been doing for the longest, that I'm glad I'm back on YouTube. I can talk my shit. Is that I think he's talking about Drake. And here's the reason why I think he's talking about Drake. First of all, Drake has collaborated recently with a lot of the up and coming rappers. Hardcore, hard body. You name it, he's probably got an in with them. Specifically, my other boo, Lil Baby. And so, you know, Drake is always collaborating with him. Drake recently dropped another song with Lil Baby. So you can tell that, and you know, there's some chemistry between Lil Baby and Drake. Well, I feel like DaBaby thinks that he's on that same playing field, and it's like, Drake, I've been wanting a collaboration with you, and you haven't done anything. 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, DaBaby passed Drake in monthly Spotify listeners. So DaBaby has this thing now where he feels like, you know, damn, I done surpassed him in Spotify listeners. 2 weeks ago, DaBaby made the statement at the Billboard Awards that he was waiting on his Drake collab. Now, he said that at the Billboard Awards after accepting his 2 awards for, I think he had top streaming artist and top something else. And Drake also accepted his award there as well. And so backstage Entertainment Tonight, he had said that, you know, he's waiting on, you know, that Drake collab. And so here's again, you know, him, you know, flexing like, you know, I'm big. I'm waiting on that Drake collab. And then back in 2019, I don't know if you remember, but DaBaby brought Drake out to perform, and the crowd went hype for him. So he already feels like, okay, I done brought you out. I'm winning awards at the same award show with you, and I'm passing you on Spotify. It's like, damn, where's my collab? My thing to DaBaby is like, it's just not your time yet. You know, and take that humbly. Like, it may be just not, you may have not bubbled to the surface enough for Drake to feel like he can give you attention. Give you attention and time. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you maybe need to approach a person not on wanting them to do something for you, but just on some, what's up? You know, how you like this record? Like, sometimes people don't want to do something because you asked them to do it. You may need to charm him a little bit more. You may need to work offline, not publicly, a little bit more. The real work is harder. You know, it's easy to come out here and pop these singles. The real work is networking and getting awards and pulling off shows and doing all the tough shit. It's easy to do all that shit. You know, now it's hard to get the collab that you want. And my thing is that it just may not be your time, or something I always tell myself, Drake may not be that feature that you need. It may be another person. It may be Jay-Z. You see what I'm saying? There's always other one-ups. Like, you don't have to think that Drake is your end all. I need a Drake feature. You might need a Jay-Z feature. Can you imagine? DaBaby got a Jay-Z feature. That's equally trumping. So don't look at it as people don't want to collab with you. It may not be the right person. It may not be the right time. You know, he might not be the person for you. There's so many other great talented rappers that people will be shocked that you got on your album or you're collaborating with. You know, Drake realizes that to get a Drake feature catapults artists. So what do you think he thinks that'll do for you, who already is at the top, who's passing him on Spotify? Like, you got to be way more strategic, way more sensible than just thinking that somebody's going to give you a feature because of your track record. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, go a little deeper, find somebody else. You know, there's a long list of rappers who are top notch, you know. DaBaby and Nas, what would that look like? DaBaby and, you know, I'm trying to figure out some other goats. DaBaby and Pusha T, what would that look like? You know, DaBaby and Snoop, DaBaby and Dre. Damn, DaBaby and M. I think a DaBaby and the M record would be dope. You know, so like, you don't beat yourself over it if you don't get the Drake collab. I actually think he shouldn't give you a collab so you can just learn and challenge yourself and figure something else out. I hate people be kissing people, or not kissing the ass, but like be thinking that somebody is the end all, Jesus will end all. No, hell no, no, no. You're talented enough to figure this out. So don't get in your feelings. And I always say this, baby, you always get in your feelings, be crying about some shit on Twitter and Instagram. Stop, boo. Stop, 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 stop. It's not necessary. Take that shit offline. Talk to your girl about it. Like, tell her how you feeling about it and, you know, get it off your chest. But coming out here pleading it publicly to one of the top artists, you think they're gonna follow your demands? No. The fuck? Who be talking to y'all? I swear to God, I want to give y'all my number so like y'all can just text me, hey, I think I want to call this person. What the fuck? So I can tell you no. I would just say no. No. So that's that. Drop down and let me know what you think about that. So Tyler Perry is bringing Madea out of retirement. Check out a little announcement.
Hey, guess what's happening? Okay, I want to take I want to take that. Sorry, Madea. This is Tyler Perry saying, this is Madea saying I'm coming back and I'm on Netflix. I can't wait to take it so nice out. Damn it, hey. Madea's coming to Netflix. We need to laugh, man. Too much is going on in the country. We need to laugh, so I was done. But I wasn't. But she's coming back. Madea, I'm with it. I'm here. I am. Madea on Netflix. I can't wait.
So funny. It's, you know, a Netflix movie because we need to laugh. Here's my thing. You know, there's no plot, there's no nothing. He has some writers in place to do the movie and stuff like that. He's writing and directing as he always do. So here's my thing for this Tyler Perry. You need a strong opposing lead to Madea. Like maybe another older female, black female, equally religious and vicious. Like she needs to be Madea on steroids because we need to be able to now start looking at Madea and seeing another woman and seeing them in society, like seeing it actually being something for real. Because at the time, the shit that Madea says, you know, it'd be real, but it'd be like, ain't no grandma gonna say, nah, you going overboard. But maybe if you placed another equally vicious and religious person, female, in that, you know, setting with you, and you both maybe are challenged to do something, are pitted against each other, or maybe you are working together to solve some problem in the church, that might be a little bit more interesting and grab a wider audience this time because it's not just the Madea character. Also, add a little cultural relevance. Now you try to do this, you know, you add a little hip hop, you add some hip hop characters and stuff, but I think you might need a little bit more relevance. Like maybe you might need a City Girls cameo. Maybe you might need Lil Nas X in church. And if you see what I'm saying, like maybe you might need to cause some controversy. Like, damn, he got them in there. What is he saying to them? Because I think that's where society is. We're starting to blend the controversial topics together for a solution, for us to talk about it. Like, hey, you know, what is it? And I would love to see a Madea and a Lil Nas X in a scene together and what that would look like, you know, what that conversation would be. I started to say Cardi B, but I'm just so sick of Cardi B being and stuff. Like, unless she's going to go to acting, vocal acting, and she's going to get her accent in check like J-Lo, I don't want to hear her talking. It just seems so inauthentic. She doesn't seem like she's in that setting to be saying shit she said. So maybe get a City Girls. Also, let Kanye West do the soundtrack. Let him tie in hip hop and religious and give you a soundtrack that's gonna catapult people really wanting to come to the film. Like dig deeper into the culture, not just the video, the movie, but give us a soundtrack. Give us one of those Beyonce experiences where she do the movie and the musical album. I think that would be great for you now. And then merchandise. Get some edgy T-shirts or Madea flip flops for elderly senior women. I think those would be great gifts for us in this age to buy for our older, more senior generation. Get them Madea flip flops. They might be cute, something for them to wear. You can partner with someone, partner with Kanye. But I'm just thinking about things that you could start doing more to get your movies to penetrate a little bit deeper than what they do. I hated the rollout of your Netflix movie, your last Netflix movie. I can't think of the title. I just felt like it wasn't rolled out as strongly as it could have been, which could have also foreshadowed a lot of the negative press that you received for that movie. So think about those things. I really think that he should really think about spicing his movies up because they're a little bit boring to people like me. Drop down and let me know what you think about Tyler Perry and bringing Madea out of retirement. So, Chrissy Teigen has now been canceled. And it's so funny because she's like the reigning queen of Twitter and she always led everyone canceling someone else and always causing, bringing attention to someone else who's doing wrong on Twitter. And so it's just so funny because basically what has happened is Courtney Stodden. Now, in early 2011, at 16, she married a 50-year-old Doug Hutchison, and he's an acting coach. And so in 2011, everybody basically shunned her. You had a lot of people coming out basically talking crap about her, saying, you're a slut, you're trying to steal his money, all of this stuff, just saying rude stuff to her. You had Courtney Love talking shit about her. You had Joy Behar. You even had Anderson Cooper talking shit about Courtney Stodden and about her marrying this 50-year-old. Then you had Chrissy Teigen, who at the time, she tweeted and told her to take a dirt nap. Now, what kind of shit? Now, first of all, I didn't even know anything about someone telling somebody to take a fucking dirt nap. Add it, check. But damn, that's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. Now, all of a sudden, Courtney Stodden is preparing to sell a book. And so she gave an interview, and in this interview, she was asked all these questions. And so the one person that stuck out was Chrissy Teigen. And so, unfortunately, Chrissy, what happened is that you were used as PR to sell this woman's book. Now, you don't have enough public faith and public you're not likable enough like Joy Behar and Anderson Cooper and Courtney Love to not have gotten canceled. It's clear that your time has been coming for a long time. So people clearly wanted to side and cancel you because it shouldn't have been this easy to cancel you, especially how powerful and popular you've been on Twitter and social media in general. But just to see that because Courtney came out about you bullying her at the age of 16 alongside a whole host of other celebrities who haven't gotten shunned like you're now canceled. And all I can say is it's your time. Like, it is your time. That's the only thing. People have had enough of you, of being like, this is just the one thing that people are able to say, okay, you're nasty, you're a mean, nasty, horrible person. And so because of that, here's the one example of that, you're canceled. And it sucks. I know it's almost like karma, right? Because you've been the person doing this to other people. You've been, spinning the wheels and spinning the narratives for other people. And I'm sure if Trump was back on Twitter, he would have something to say to you because you were such you were so much on his coattails. So it sucks. And I know you're somewhere probably hurt that you can't really be as vocal on social media as you want to. But, I'd say in this case, sit by the sidelines quietly. Do other things that are not social media that will cause people to talk about it on social media. Like maybe, you're writing a book and you're meeting with the author and the media caught a picture of you and the author out eating, and so now people are speculating, are you writing a book and what the book's going to be about? Stuff like that, where people have to catch it and post it, so that way you can stop. You don't have to make the narrative. You can just allow the public to formulate their narrative until you can then now come out and then create your own narrative. You ain't got to pay me for this. I'm just, this King Roman news girl. I'm just trying to help you steer that boat back down the right stream. Yeah. Poor John Legend. I read something where it said that John Legend was uneasy about her previous dark side. I don't believe it. I don't think John Legend will say anything negative about his wife, especially into the public. I feel like he's the kind of man that'll ride by her side and stick it out with her and still try to uphold his own career and do his own thing. I think, and I've watched him and I've saw him steadfast of intermingling her very controversial subjects with his own. So I'm not too worried about their relationship. I think they have a very strong relationship. They're very two attractive people. They probably have some hot chemistry. That shit is probably hot as fuck. So I'm not worried about that. But what do you think about Chrissy Teigen being canceled? Do you think it's her time? Like, what do you think? Drop down in the comments and let me know. Now listen, I know I've been gone for a minute, 3-4 months to be exact, but I'm back. And let me just say this, I will never let 3 months go by without me coming down here, putting a video out, whether it's just me saying, hey, what's going on? I apologize, but life happened, and I got a subscriber chat coming up where I talk about, everything that's been going on with King Roman news and Roman and shit behind the scenes. All, good, fairly nothing negative. And then, I got some crime stories. Oh, I gotta get back into the crime stories. There's so many things that have been going on. They may be old stories, but I've got to talk about them. Like, I've just been keeping a track, like, what the fuck is going on out here? Like, shit. But I definitely want to talk about those crime stories. And then I have my, once every 3 months. I think the last beef sector video I did was back in March, and so it's June. I have another one. I have so much shit to say about the beef sector. There's a couple of people who've been lying. There's a couple of folks who've been flip-flopping on sides. There's a couple of folks down here who've been riding and calling folks out and standing strong, and I love that shit. I really do. I don't care if you're on op side. I don't have no side. I'm on my own side. So I don't see no fucking side. So I don't care who you calling out. I love the fact that people have been standing strong and doing their own thing. My boy Rico going to the show. So I got a lot of shit and I just gotta dump out here. So bear with me. I'm putting the videos out. Please drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button. If you are a new visitor, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, drop down in the comment and let me know you just subscribed if you hide your subscriptions, so I can just welcome you and say, I appreciate it. I love to get to know, the new subscribers and stuff like that. And until next time, deuces.